If he talks shit about my news mom, Rosemary Bart, I'm going to be really angry.
Hey, listen!
Alright, I'm pissed off. I'm bad fucking mood. I'm triggered from seeing Book of Mormon last night. I'm hungover from drinking afterwards. I'm in bad fucking mood. Let's do this. Let's go hog hunting. Let's find us a hog. Start with this mother right here.
Justin Trudeau forced to do a 180-degree turn on his immigration policy. Is this him coming clean about his failures? Spoiler.
Let's be clear. I haven't seen this guy. I know he's a mother. Just by the titles of videos alone, I can already tell he's a smug prick who's going to piss me off.
No, he doesn't admit his faults here, but he's also not blaming Harper this time. Before we get into today's show, I want to
fucking bullshit.
Shill my shit with me from
piece. Shill my
Get out now. Let's get into the video. Justin Trudeau put out a... What was this? What even was this? This is Justin Trudeau not apologizing for what he's done over the past 9 years with his immigration policy.
I can't wait to get into what he thinks he did.
But coming out and saying, we need to make a big change. We're making a big change to Immigration Canada.
I'm mad that Trudeau has been tacking right on immigration and restricting immigration.
Hear what he has to say.
I have this video queued up, but I will never vote for him. So has he heard backlash on that and reversed his policy back to something better? Or is he going to be mad about his own policies being followed, or mad about the reversal back to good policies? Let's find out.
Immigration. Let's talk about it.
Oh, this guy. Trudeau's shtick was very effective. I've said before, he was a phenomenal retail politician, but he's flagging because governments just accumulate mud as they go.
In the last 2 years, our populations grow really fast, like baby boom fast. And increasingly, bad actors.
Right there. I gotta stop that. Baby boom fast. This whole idea of the baby boomers and comparing it to the immigration policy now. Baby boomers came about after the war.
Yeah.
After the war, and Canadians came back and they started having children. This isn't what's happening right now. Canadians are not having children because of the economic situation that we have right now. And so politicians, in order to...
But where's the lie?
Keep these schemes going, they need to have more and more taxpayers all the time.
Yeah.
They need to bring in tons of people. And that's the difference between the baby boom situation and now. But hey, you know...
Well, the actual difference, idiot, is that when families have children, the population comes into an existing support network. So the actual problem with what he said, you're not pointing out, and the thing that you're pointing out isn't actually a problem.
Let him keep talking.
Now, I need to clarify that. What I'm saying is Trudeau is alluding to the institutional difficulties of having an influx of population, whether it is through rapid birth or mass immigration, which we're not having. In both cases, it puts a strain on existing infrastructure as far as schools, hospital, road, social programs, healthcare, all that kind of stuff. Another difference with people having children is that demographics are slower and it can be anticipated and adjusted for more easily. But there is a point in comparing an influx of immigration to baby boom, and it's not the thing that he's complaining about.
Populations grow really fast, like baby boom fast. And increasingly, bad actors like fake colleges and big chain corporations have been exploiting our immigration system for their own interests.
Yeah, that's why those things exist. That's why I don't like neoliberals. That's why I don't like corporatists. They arrange things to rewrite laws and regulations to suit the company's interests instead of people's interests. And so, yeah, I understand the rationale of, what's the word I'm looking for? Spiking? No. Poaching people from other countries. I understand the institutional rationale for a points base and a merit system, but that's so unfair. That's just like, we complained for a long time about the brain drain to the United States, and we're just imposing a brain drain on other countries by taking the people that are most useful to their society to come here. And yes, it's beneficial to us, but I am a humanist, for lack of a better term, and I don't want my country and my standing to suffer at the expense of others. That's what makes me progressive and not a conservative. My in-group encompasses humanity, not just my narrow group. And so I was the guy saying we should, instead of fighting in Afghanistan, we should have been landing planes and welcoming people in. Of course, all the shit about making sure they're not dangerous people or whatever, but generally speaking, refugees are good. They cost us money for a little bit, And then once they get situated, they start generating a lot more money than native people. And of course, by native people, I mean in the legal sense, people born here.
Their own interests. These are your interests. This was Mark Miller was famous for saying that they're lucrative assets in Canada, of course, because
yes, this is how the Liberals suck because they're the same as conservatives in this respect.
as you were
You're really going to criticize Liberals over this as a conservative supporter?
treating them like a crop. There were people that were coming in on scams, and you and your cronies were making a ton of money over this. But hey,
I'm sorry. Trudeau was making a lot of money on this? I mean, I'm sure that friends of his were. I'm sure he was influenced by them. I'm very sure that the point is benefiting companies and companies getting rich off this sort of thing. And that's my problem with the Liberals and neoliberals. And conservatives are so much worse at this sort of thing about being obliged to the conservatives.
Here, what else you got to say?
We're doing something
Corporations.
major. We're reducing the numbers of immigrants that will come to Canada for the next 3 years.
Okay, so this is a video about just the existing policy, not a reversal.
Today,
Oh, so you're saying, wow. Okay, he's really saying that Trudeau's 180-degree turn on immigration, as though this is something new. It's not. Okay, it has not been throw the doors open, welcome everybody in, which 180-degree turn would be from a restrictivist policy. Trudeau is tacking right to try to court conservatives who will never vote for him. It's stupid, but that's what's happening. He's not just having a complete reversal of direction on immigration. He is just trying to placate hogs.
I'm going to let you in on what happened, where we made some mistakes, and why we're taking this big turn.
Translation. Let me tell you how it's not my fault and how this is all other people's faults and, of course, bad actors. We're going to hear that term. A couple of bad apples in the apple cart. Wait, what's this? That's right.
I gotta stop trying to think about preventing pauses in my streams for the sake of editing later, because here's the thing. I think about things, and I don't like to say things I don't mean, and I like to think about what I say before I say it, so that I know I actually mean what I'm actually going to say. I know a lot of people aren't like that. I've been clear about being up-aggressive. What I might not have been as explicit about is my commitment to rationalism, and an important part of that is I was talking about, man, I just can't help going off on tangents, even when I'm coming in hot with a specific intent. I mentioned at the top, I saw Book of Mormon last night. I was looking forward to it a lot. I was raised Mormon. It didn't take. That's how I describe it. As soon as I was in real school, I started understanding and recognizing the glaring conflicts between what I was being taught in school and what I was being taught in church school. And I just did not have the kind of brain that could just accept them both as true at the same time when they were contradictory. And I had to know, well, which one is true? If they're both true, how are they resolved? How do you reconcile that difference? And I don't want to go too far off tangent here, but down a very long road that led me to formal skepticism, Carl Sagan, cosmos, rationalism, positivism, and this is all just to get around to saying, as a rationalist and a believer in the process of science, and as a positivist, and as a skeptic, I am always looking to be wrong, which is a major distinction between me and dogmatists, hogs, conservatives, and religious people, who are often all the same thing, often all of those in one person. They will fight to defend their false beliefs. And having been raised in a religious context, I have this anxiety response I get when I can tell that I'm touching a sacred nerve in somebody when I'm arguing with them. And that's something that's ingrained in me to know when I'm getting at something that no argument can change their mind about this. They are committed to this falsehood, and they will fight you rather than accept that they're wrong. And I work very hard to not be that. I work very hard to look for being wrong. And it's hard sometimes, but that's the process of science. We learn what is true through falsification. I am never afraid to be wrong. In fact, I am delighted when I can be proven to be wrong, because that makes me more right, more correct. I like pruning out bad beliefs. And so, this is all to say, honestly, I never watched this guy. And I just want to say at the outset, I'm willing to overcome my initial impressions and presumptions about him if given cause to do so. Now we're starting out. I came in hot, looking to be angry, and I gotta say, we're 3 minutes and 42 seconds in, and he hasn't actually said anything yet, which is definitively hog-like. I'm sure it's coming. The problem is, I'm sure I can find agreement with a lot of hogs about the ways in which Trudeau sucks. Because I'm not a liberal. I'm not a neoliberal. I'm not a conservative. So yes, as a centrist figure, I'm sure there is a lot that people to the right and to the left can agree about centrists sucking. And that's all we have so far. But I've seen from his other, like, look at this. Look at this. People losing their minds over Trump's picks. The language suggests that it's inappropriate for people to be doing so. Maybe that's not the case. This is absolute nonsense. This is absolute hog behavior here. See, this is what made me presume he's a hog. Jagmeet Singh proves he is a corrupt coward. Well, I could make the argument that Singh is a corrupt coward. That is overly inflammatory language for the sense in which I would mean it, but I don't think he would mean that in the way I do, and I would plan to get around to this one. But let's just keep looking here. Again, this, not a thing, nonsense, and also the ones who did are probably the ones we would want. This is huge, and again, this is like coding as pro-Trump. Ooh, what video did you remove? Fake internet company. Oh, something positive Polievre. Yes, this is Hog City. Oh, and he's gonna, if he talks shit about my news mom, Rosemary Bart, I'm gonna be really angry. Oh, ballot fraud. Yeah, that isn't, yeah. Okay.
At CTV News printing this, Trudeau says he could have acted faster on immigration changes, but he blames the bad actors. That's right. You know,
you smug mother.
The prime minister with the person with the most power in Canada blames other people, of course, as always.
Yeah, of course he does.
Situation. But this was the original.
You think? Yes, I'm sure no conservative leaders have ever blamed anybody but themselves. Yes.
Original thought of Trudeau back in his early days. This is from 2017, talking about what is a Canadian, what it means to be a Canadian.
What it means to be a Canadian.
The idea is that regardless of where you're from, if you come here and you can be open and respectful and work hard and,
This is what I meant about him having been a generational retail politician. I hate the nepotism, but it's the closest thing we got to our Obama. Which, not to take me as an Obama booster, there's lots that I don't like about Obama. I'm just saying, as far as the kind of performance he could provide, and the kind of retail politician he was, and the kind of messaging he ran on, and also the kind of betrayals afterwards, he's our equivalent.
Believe in opportunity and justice and the kinds of things that we don't just aspire to, but identify ourselves as Canadians through. You get to be Canadian.
Oh, you get to be Canadian. That's
ooh,
right. It's just so easy to just like allow people to come. Hey, are you going to be a nice guy? Okay, cool, great. Are you not going to take advantage of our situation? Oh, you.
What do you mean take advantage of our situation? What do you mean a nice guy? Are you a nice guy? Are the people you support nice guys?
Promise? You absolutely promise? Well, at the same time, Justin Trudeau was pitching
So how are you supposed to verify that?
This idea of a post-national state. Well, how is that going?
No, he's not pitching that. No, he's literally saying the exact opposite of that. He's talking about a national identity. Did you not hear the words?
Canadians through. You get to be Canadian.
Oh, you get to be Canadian.
Okay, I think I know what he's trying to say, or what he's getting at. That he just articulated a very vapid definition of Canadianism. Now, as an egalitarian and a multiculturalist, I would agree that a lot of white dudes' conceptions of what Canadianism is frequently going to be problematic and self-serving. I've said before, as a country founded on genocide, the only way we can in any way atone for that is to be a welcoming place for people suffering the same kind of hardships in the world. We have so much space, so much resources, so much capacity to build new resources. All the problems we have are a problem of leadership and a problem of political will. Yes, we have a huge housing problem. That sucks. You know what would fix that? Building housing. It's not that hard. They do it other places. We've done it here sometimes. It works. It's very effective. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Yes, he gives a vapid, vacuous definition of what it means to be Canadian, deliberately because that's an ideological position of having a very limited scope of what it necessarily means to allow space for it to mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people, as the value of being Canadian is multiculturalism as a value is about having a loose definition of what it means to be Canadian to allow people the space to develop their own unique ways of being Canadian. It's not devoid of meaning. The devoidness of meaning is the meaning.
Canadian, that's right. It's just so easy to just allow people to come. Hey, are you gonna